Nobels are back with another addition to their incredible series of mini pedals. This is the MOD-Mini. Now this will set you back €99 or $99. It's got 3 different kinds of modulation in it. You've got a tremolo, phaser and univibe. It's stereo, it's got tap tempo, true or buffered bypass options and a bunch more under the mini-sized hood. And in this video what I'm going to do is play the MOD-Mini for you in as many different musical styles as I can so you can hear all of the modulated goodness within. I'll tell you all about the specs and features and my experiences with the pedal too. I've had the MOD-Mini on loan from Nobels now for a few weeks to make this video for you guys, and I've played it a lot in that time. So at the end of this video, I'll tell you whether or not I think it's going to be worth your hard-earned cash at the end of the day, so stick around for that. And just a fair warning now, if you can, please wear headphones for this video. I recorded all of the guitar in stereo for this one, so you can get the most out of it if you've got your headphones on. Now, timestamps to everything is going to be down there in the descriptions and comments if you'd like to go to a part of the video that suits you best, but I'm going to kick things off now and tell you all you need to know and the specs about the MOD-Mini. So it's got kind of the stylistic and aesthetics of the newish Mini line that Nobels first brought out a year or so ago. The first pedal was the ODR-mini 2, their legendary transparent overdrive pedal, and we've since seen an incredible delay pedal, the Delay Mini, and more recently in 2025, the Chorus Mini. These are all fantastic pedals and there are in-depth demos and videos of them elsewhere on my channel if you'd like to watch those, but the MOD-Mini continues that lineage. So we've got 3 knobs on the front and a mini switch here alongside the standard foot switch, and you can do an awful lot with these controls. Now the 3-way mini switch here takes us between the 3 different modes. So up at the top we've got tremolo, in the middle we've got phase, and at the bottom we've got U-vibe or Univibe. 3 different iconic sorts of modulation. I think everyone is going to find something that they love from this pedal, and you control them as follows. You've got a rate control for how fast you want the modulation to be, a width control for how wide the sweep should be, and you've got the mix control, and you can go from all the way dry, should you wish to do that for whatever reason, to all the way wet as well. And in the middle it's going to be 50-50. 50 of your dry signal, 50 of your modulated signal. Now the switch here is where you switch on the pedal and switch it off again should you wish to do that at some point, and you can also hold down the foot switch for a second or so to engage the tap tempo mode. Now if you're using the tap tempo mode, and you'll hear this later in the loop part of the playing demo, you can get slower and much faster speeds of modulation, and it can go a bit crazy, especially with the phaser, so look out for that in the loop part of the playing sample later. So that's the front of the pedal. We have our in and outs on the side. This is a stereo pedal. If you're using TRS cables you can get stereo sounds from it, and on the back here you power it via a standard 9-volt power supply, and we've got 2 mini switches here as well. You can go between mono and stereo modes here depending on how you're connected, and you can move between true or buffered bypass modes as well. I'll be using true bypass for the duration of this video because I just happen to prefer that, but the choice here is yours. So that's an awful lot of features and specifications for such a tiny and affordable pedal. But how good does the MOD-Mini sound? Well, it's time to find that out now, and we're going to play this tremolo, phaser and univibe in all their stereo goodness. Now my rig for today, my amplifier, is actually going to be the Earthquaker Devices Easy Listening Analog Amp Simulator. Now this simulates a very clean Fender Twin, so I'm going to be running the ODR-mini 2 into the front end of the Easy Listening, and then we'll be going from the Easy Listening into the MOD-Mini. And the MOD-Mini is going to be going via a splitter cable into 2 channels of my Focusrite Scala audio interface, and that's going to be running into Logic Pro X, and it's going to be recorded as is, and no post-processing is going to be done to the sounds whatsoever. So everything I'm playing is what you're going to hear. My guitar for today is going to be my 2025 Ibanez AZ Standard HSS model, which has basically every sound and pickup combination under the sun. So we're going to hear a wide variety of sounds with clean, with drive, and after I'm done with that, I'm going to play a loop, which you definitely need to stick around for because you're going to hear all of the different extremes to which you can get the MOD-Mini to go, and hear just how crazy things can get once you have some fun with that tap tempo switch. So enjoy the sounds then. Once again, timestamps if you'd like to skip to something that suits you best, and I'll see you on the other side for some more opinions about the MOD-Mini. Okay then, so that was the Nobels Mod-Mini, and I hope you enjoyed the playing, the riffs and the tones. And there were a bunch of tones to get through with this pedal because it can just do so many different kinds of sounds. But which was your favourite? Let me know down there in the comments if you preferred the tremolo, the phaser or the Univibe, and let me know whether or not you think this is going to be a good addition to your board. Now for me personally, I've always been someone who's used modulation quite sparingly, although in recent years there have been more indie bands like Tame Impala, like Sam Fender, who have inspired me to go more down the modulation sort of a route. And I really loved the chorus mini pedal that Nobels brought out fairly recently, and that has a wonderful flanging chorus effect, and I've been playing with that a lot. And I was really excited to get this one in too, because phasers are great things, tremolos are wonderful, and rotary is an effect that I've always had an interesting relationship with. I worked for Hughes and Kettner for many years, and their Rotosphere is a fantastic rotary sort of a pedal, which is a similar sort of thing to Univibe. And well, I couldn't wait to hear how this one sounded, especially in stereo. But let's start off now by me telling you about the things that I like about the Mod-Mini. And as soon as I plugged this thing in stereo and heard those lush psychedelic tones whooshing between my ears, well, I realized that Nobels are onto a winner with the tones here. And I know that the Nobels team have spent a long time tweaking the algorithms in this pedal to get it just the way they want it. And Sandy from Nobels has very precise ideas about what he wants from a phaser, from a Univibe and from a tremolo as well. And they've got it, and it is a glorious sounding pedal. And again, especially in stereo, really if you've got the chance, use this thing in stereo because it brings a three-dimensional sort of nature to the sound that you just don't quite get with mono. So if you've got the chance, always try and use stereo. And again, listen back to this with headphones if you haven't done that already, because in my opinion, the stereo just elevates this pedal above mono operation. But anyway, I love the tones from this pedal, and I think that all three of the different sounds on offer are fantastic. Now, tremolo is the effect that I've probably used the most out of these three over my time as a guitar player, and the tremolo on the Mod-Mini is a fantastic meat and potatoes tremolo. It's not going to get too crazy in any sort of a direction, but it's there to do whatever you want it. It's a lovely vibey sort of effect. It's very atmospheric, great for ambient sort of stuff, great for indie. Of course, tremolo would pair fantastically with your favorite reverb of choice. Nobels, if you're watching this, we desperately need a Reverb Mini in this series at some point, so please do that. But it's a great sounding tremolo effect, and when you turn up the mix all the way and the width all the way as well, you can get some really great choppy sounds that really do have a massive effect on your tone. And if you're someone who wants to do that Green Day Boulevard of Broken Dreams riff, well, you'll get it with the Mod-Mini, no problem. But for more subtle tremolo effects as well, this is a great pedal to use too. Things get a lot crazier when we switch to the phaser mode. Straight away, this is much more kind of in your face. It is really sort of over the top once you start to turn up the rate and the width and the mix as well. It got to be way too much for me, but if you're someone who loves phase, well, it's really going to work well for you, and you can use it as a very unique stylistic effect as well. And again, especially with the tap tempo switch, if you want to go crazy and really bouncy and wobbly, you can do that with the phaser in the Mod-Mini, no problem. But I found that turning everything back a bit, going down to about 9 o'clock on all three of the controls, gave me some great kind of fattening up sounds for Eddie Van Halen sort of heavy rock, glam rock sort of tones, and some really nice psychedelic atmospheric clean tones too. Now the third and final mode is the U-Vibe or Univibe, and that's a fantastic but slightly different effect again. It's not quite a chorus, not quite a vibrato, not quite a sort of modulated phaser. It is kind of an effect a bit like a rotating Leslie speaker, a bit like a rotary effect, but somehow a bit different as well. And everyone from Jimi Hendrix to Dave Gilmour has used rotary effects over their time, and one of my favorite players to use rotary in the modern age is Matthew Kors of Nada Surf, and I could get all of those tones and more from the Mod-Mini pedal. It's great for so many different rotary sorts of sounds. It's great for thickening up a clean tone if you'd like to do that, to get things going a bit swirly and a bit whooshy, and it's great to make yourself feel really seasick by really turning up the width and notching up the rate as well. It does that thing, and I'm not really a Hendrixy sort of a player, but you'll get Hendrixy tones no end out of the Mod-Mini pedal as well on the U-Vibe setting. Now what you got with the original rotary speakers was that they had two different speeds. You can move between fast and slow, and they kind of ramped up and down between the two, and that was quite important for many players. You don't quite get that on this. When you use the tap tempo to move between speeds, it moves very quickly between them, but that's something that I personally don't find myself missing whatsoever. So three great and variable sounds are available in the Mod-Mini, so it's fantastic in terms of the tones. What else do I like about the Mod-Mini? Well, pretty much everything, to be honest with you. I think price-wise, €99 or $99 in this day and age is fantastic value for money, especially when you consider what you're getting. I mean, you've got stereo operation here, you've got the tap tempo switch. It's really really built like a tank as well. Really nice Nobels build quality, and the Mountie P mounting system as well. You've got the option between true or buffered bypass, mono or stereo, and you've got the fact that it's tiny, so you can fit it on pretty much any pedal board. And for me personally, like I said at the start, I've never really used modulation hugely throughout my life as a guitar player. But what you can do with a pedal like this is stick it in a corner of your pedal board, and straight away you're just using one little space, but you've got access to tremolo, to phaser, and to rotary as well. And you can do a great approximation of flanger and chorus with this pedal as well. So it's a really great multi-modulation problem solver in that regard as well. So it's a fantastic pedal, and there's loads to love about it. What don't I like so much about the Mod-Mini? Well, it's all relative, and for this price point, I really don't think we have much to complain about whatsoever. There's a couple of things that will take a little bit of getting used to though. Firstly, the fact that once you hold down the foot switch to engage tap tempo mode, you can't turn the pedal off until you hold it down again to disengage the tap tempo mode. So that's something that'll just take a few minutes to get used to, and then you're good with it. The other thing that I noticed was that I was moving very quickly between the 3 different modes during this demo video. I don't think any of you are going to be doing that in the real world, but just take care that the phase mode is really hot compared to the other two, and I did find I had to take care with my levels and that it didn't overload my amp and my recording setup, just in case. So the phase mode is mad in every way. Just take care that you're not overloading anything and you'll be fine with that, no problem. But apart from that, nothing to complain about whatsoever. This is a fantastic pedal, and I highly recommend that you consider it. So if you've been watching this video and you like what you've heard from the Mod-Mini, but you're wondering what else could be out there, well, there are going to be a few options. And if you're like me and you're kind of wondering, well, how can I use one space on my pedal board to get 3 or 4 different modulation sounds sorted in one? Well, you can do that with a couple of other competitors. The first that I would think of would be the Electro Harmonix Mod-11 pedal. The name suggests that it has 11 different sounds in it, and it does. So you're going to get your Univibe, you're going to get your tremolo, you're going to get your phaser, but also flangers and choruses and all manner of other niche modulation effects. That's only mono, and it costs more at about 150 bucks, but it's another decent option to consider. And if you want to go down the mini pedal route, well, there's a couple of options. There's a dirt cheap Flammer for about 35 euros that also has 11 different modulation sounds, and there's the Moore Mod Factory Mark II, which is actually a pretty cool option. That's similarly priced, maybe a bit less than the Nobels, but it also has 11 different sounds, and it has kind of a sort of mash foot switch like TC Electronic, where you can accelerate and decelerate the sounds in the pedal, and it has tap tempo as well. So that's going to be a cool option to consider. But again, those are just mono pedals, and you really benefit, in my opinion, from the stereo sound experience of the Nobels. And finally, if you want to go down a different route and have that mash foot switch again, well, the TC Electronic Plethora X1 is going to be a great option. Again, that's more expensive at about 150 bucks, but that has all the modulations in the world and many, many other effects too. You can only use one at once, but that's going to be stereo and another different but cool option. But at the end of the day, I'm a huge fan of the Mod-Mini, and this actually continues my love affair with the rest of the Nobels Mini pedals range. I really like all of them. I love the Delay Mini, the Chorus Mini, and of course the ODR-mini 2 overdrive pedal as well. But the Mod-Mini really finds a great place in the lineup, and it could find a great position on your pedal board. For 99 bucks, I think you get great quality in terms of the build. You get amazing stereo sounds too. I love the tremolo, I love the phaser, and I love the rotary as well, and all of them are going to get widespread usage in my personal music making. The fact that you've got different features like true bypass or buffered bypass, if you want that, it's just nice to have, and Nobels have really thought about what people could want. And again, the tap tempo really lets you get crazy if you'd like to engage in that sort of thing as well. So many different modulation options in such a small pedal. I can highly recommend that you try this one out if you ever get the chance to do so. At Nobels, if you're watching this, congratulations. This one gets 2 thumbs up from me, just like the rest of the mini pedals in your series. And what we're all waiting for now, of course, is a reverb. So hopefully in 2026, that one is going to show up at some point. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it answers all of the questions that you may have had about the Mod-Mini. But if there's anything else you'd like to know, drop me a line down there in the comments, and I shall do my best to answer you. And if you're still around, it would really make my day if you wanted to give the video a like, or maybe even sub to my channel, because that really does help. But that's been it for today. I've been Rich, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.